If you don't meet each other, if you don't put a face to a name, then what happens if you see somebody walking up down the corridor? It makes it less comfortable not to know who they are than to know who they are. One of the things that I think about and that I talk about with both teams, although I want to say something about defendants, they are usually very flexible with regard to the question of joint meetings or not joint meetings, and often say to me, we'll be guided by the claimant. And I always get permission to say that in the other room, because it's a way of showing that there's some empathy, some willingness to meet the claimant's needs on the day. And it's important that the claimant and their team know that. So one of the ways in which I think about that, and I talk to the parties about it, is to say, from a very practical perspective, you will bump into people during the day, in and around council's chambers or solicitors' offices or wherever we're meeting. And so that's one reason I give for having a short, at least a short, joint opening meeting where we do some informal introductions and where each team has an opportunity, if they want to take it, to say something brief. I always talk to the advisors about how detailed they are thinking that brief introduction might be. And a lot of experienced lawyers now say it's going to be fairly broad brush, we're not going to talk medico-legal details. If it's somebody newer to mediation, perhaps not newer to the field, but newer to mediation, I might have a discussion, in private of course, with them about the benefits of leaving that level of detail until later if it's needed, and probably doing it legal team to legal teams rather than with the claimant in particular present. But every mediation is different, and occasionally a claimant wants to be in on those conversations. And so that would then be a matter for discussion that I would have to make sure that everybody was as comfortable as they could be before that meeting took place.